Imagine you are laying siege to a city protected by a massive lake. Your enemy controls the water. Their ships patrol freely. You have an army, but no fleet. The lake is 18 miles wide. There is no way to cross. Most generals would give up. But in 1203, the Crusaders did something insane. They built warships on one side of the mountains. Then they carried them by hand over 18 miles of rocky terrain, 60 massive galleys, hundreds of smaller boats, dragged across hills, through forests, and down the other side, into a lake the enemy thought was impregnable. This is not a myth. This actually happened. And it changed the course of the Fourth Crusade. The Fourth Crusade was supposed to recapture Jerusalem. It did not. Instead, the Crusaders got sidetracked and ended up besieging Constantinople, the greatest Christian city in the world. The city sat on a peninsula surrounded by water on three sides. The Bosphorus straight to the east, the Sea of Marmara to the south, and the Golden Horn, a massive natural harbour, to the north. The Golden Horn was the key. A heavily fortified chain stretched across its entrance, blocking enemy ships from entering. Byzantine warships patrolled the harbour freely. The Crusaders needed to get ships inside the Golden Horn, but the only entrance was blocked, so they decided to do the impossible. They would bypass the entrance entirely, by carrying their ships overland. The plan was audacious. Engineers surveyed the terrain. The distance from the Bosphorus to the Golden Horn was about 1 mile over the Galata hill. Not 18 miles as some later legends claimed, but still a massive undertaking. The Crusaders built massive wooden rollers. They greased them with animal fat. They attached ropes to the hulls of 60 war galleys and dozens of smaller transport ships. Then, on the night of April 22nd, 1203, thousands of soldiers, sailors and labourers began pulling. The ships weighed several tons each. The terrain was steep and uneven. The work was backbreaking. Ropes snapped, rollers splintered, men collapsed from exhaustion. But they did not stop. For an entire night and into the next day, they hauled ship after ship over the hill. When the Byzantine defenders woke up the next morning, they could not believe what they saw. An entire Crusader fleet was inside the Golden Horn. Ships that should have been on the other side of the wall were now rowing toward them, ready for battle. Panic spread through Constantinople. How did they get there? The defenders had assumed the Golden Horn was safe, impregnable, protected by the chain and the narrow entrance. But the Crusaders had bypassed the defences entirely. Within days, the Crusaders launched an amphibious assault from the Golden Horn. They scaled the walls using siege ladders mounted on their ships. The Byzantine defenders fought desperately, but they were overwhelmed. Constantinople, the greatest fortress in Christendom, fell, not because its walls were weak, but because the Crusaders did something the Byzantines thought was impossible. The portage of the ships was recorded by multiple chroniclers. Geoffrey de Villehardouin, a Crusader knight, described it in detail. Byzantine historian Nikitas Choniaitis confirmed it from the other side. Today, historians recognize it as one of the most impressive feats of medieval engineering and logistics. The Crusaders moved an entire fleet overland in less than 2 days. They used medieval technology, rollers, rope,